Yeah, my problem is just, there's so many different things, right? You
Oh,
have
you're right.
Netflix and you
I mean,
got,
I'm bundling. I'm double dipping in some, but like you said, it's just so hard to keep up with that shit.
yeah, yeah, Paramount, Netflix, ESPN,
Yeah,
Hulu, HBO Max,
yeah,
all of them,
yeah,
right? And it's all $5 here,
yep,
WWE Network, six
yep.
dollars here, and it's just
You're
like,
right.
yeah,
Yep. Before you know what you'll be spending. Oh, here it is. 30 for 30 presents the greatest mixtape ever.
uh-oh.
What was that? There she is. Oh, there she is. Yeah, baby, it's on now.
I need my spectacles. Give me 1 second.
It is on. Get your get your
What
eyes,
the fuck is this?
get your eyes, and come right on back. Tom, what's up, Tom? We doing all right, Tom. I think the next movie I'm gonna see gonna be Jurassic Park. I'm gonna come in there and watch that. Yeah, that's gonna be good. That's the last one. So the last one's always pretty decent, especially when they've been on that long run they've been on. That's like saying the last Fast and Furious ain't gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, but the previous Jurassic World or Park or Jurassic whatever, right? The last one
Mm-hmm.
came out a year or so ago. That was bad.
I know, but this is
I
the
understand
one.
this is the last one.
They're gonna close out the franchise.
Well, until
So they're
10
gonna
years
bring
from
back.
now.
They're gonna bring back people from the original.
Until 10 years from now, when they decide, oh, we can do Jurassic World and Jurassic Park, and they're going to redo it again, and more people will pay and watch it.
Now they might do a prequel because that seems to be the thing to do. They do a prequel and show how it all really began. And who can blame them for doing that? Everybody else has done it. Star Wars did it. Star Trek did it.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody's done it. So prequel's the thing now.
Yeah. Okay, I just watched the first 3 minutes of that 30 for 30 mixtape thing. I'm changing the channel. I can already tell that's not going to be for me.
Yeah, it's a lot of. It's going to be talking about a lot of cultural things in there.
30 for 30?
Yeah, they got ESPN 30 for 30 called the greatest mixtape ever. And they're showing how up at Rucker Park and, up there in New York and all that, how they used to do it. And, I used to watch that when they would do that kind of stuff, have those mixtape things going on and people out there doing crazy ball tricks and all that other kind of stuff. That was back in the day. They would have a DJ at every one of those big Rucker Park contests and whatnot.
That's Kenny Anderson days.
Yeah, that's part of them. Yeah,
I think they showed him, so he's probably going to be on this.
But they'd also be showing guys who never played in the NBA.
Yeah.
But they were talking about guys who could they said they had all those playground legends, and they say he could jump up in the air with a dollar bill in his right hand and leave it up there and take 4 quarters off the backboard with his other hand, all that kind of stuff. Playground legends.
Coach, did you have a birthday party and you didn't invite me? Because you said one day, oh, we're having
I had a birthday party and I did invite you. And I also no. I invited everybody on this show, and the only people that came, Richard Hood from this show. I had the sheriff over here. Jason's butt didn't come. He told me he got hung up doing some kind of bullshit. I mean, the only person that came from my show was Richard, because Nettie called me crying because she had to go on some beach somewhere. She's a beach lady. She loved going to the beach, and she said, baby, I'm leaving the day before your party. So Sure did. No, you give me that. Hell no. You were Chris Paul or something. You were doing something. It's cool.
Real quick. You said we were on a session like this, and you said, "Oh, Carrie, I'm gonna have to invite you."
Oh, here we go.
To
semantics. Are you seriously gonna come in with some semantics?
Can I finish though?
Come on.
To a birthday birthday party this Friday, and I said, "Oh, whose birthday?" And you were like, "Mine." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Okay.
Well, now
I'm steady waited for the invite.
Let me tell you what I'm gonna do next.
I don't know where you live. I don't know where the party's at.
Let me tell you what I'm planning right now. I was planning on doing a big movie thing like we did last year, where I rented out a theater and we invited everybody from the show to come to the theater. Now we're gonna call that event, when I do it, it's gonna be Meet Miss Carrie. So I'm gonna let you know where it is, and let everybody like Matt Kool-Aid and all these guys on here, or Kalut. I'm gonna let him come out, and Tom. So I'm gonna have all those people come out, and it's just gonna be all about you. It ain't gonna be about me. It's gonna be about you.
Don't put the pressure on me, because then I'm
gonna
be hurt. And
then I'm gonna have these things that got straight from the hip on one side, and on the other side is blank, where you can just write, to Matt, thanks for watching the show, and so start working on signing your autograph and all that, because it's gonna be all about you.
I got it.
All about you.
Well, speaking of the show, I'm gonna hit the button to get this thing rolling.
So. Come on, let's go.
I hope to see my name, Travis, but I'm
Jason.
I'll be like 5 minutes. Glass ceilings all over the fucking place.
I keep saying, talk to Jay. Not like you.
Say the clock. Oh, you already know what it is, man. Ooh and Jay, they coming through. Straight no chaser. Straight from the hip.
Straight from the hip, don't need no scripts, just need a microphone. My man Coach Boo gon' take you to the entertainment zone. They got the stats, the this and that to keep this show on point. And when we're done, we have some fun and rock this funky joint. So if you will, sit back and chill, give us a chance to show ya.
Okay, that way no one got in. Okay, let's start.
Wow. Wow, Chaz, that was terrible.
Right. Wait till I'm gonna get on a call with Carter and Kennedy and let them know that their daddy has one female on the show, and it's the only person's name not on.
It needs to be done. I'm with you on that, Miss Carrie. Welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from the Imperial Palace here on Black Mania. Man, we are so blessed today. I mean, guys, I want to tell you, Travis does a phenomenal job back there. Travis is on the ones and twos. He has a sub, like he's subbing for Herb there. But this show does not work without Miss Carrie. Hey, Miss Carrie, how are you? How is Chris? How are the babies? I mean, let's spend 5 minutes just talking about you, Miss Carrie. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm exhausted. I just came from working out, so I'm all red and flustered right now.
Did you say from working out?
Yeah, I started CrossFit in beginning of May.
Really?
So this is about to be my coming into my 4th week.
Oh wow! And so give us the progress report. I mean, have you lost some weight? Have you gained some inches? What have you done?
Oh, I feel stronger. My goal is just kind of to tone up.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that CrossFit though, because it'll butch you out. I'm just trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Mm-hmm. I have a personal coach, so we're pacing it for my age and my goals.
Okay, don't be walking around here looking like She-Hulk. That getting ready to come out here pretty soon. Marvel finna release She-Hulk. Did y'all hear about that Megan Thee Stallion? She's like one of the She-Hulk's friends in the movie, and she plays herself. It's like, how can you just be yourself and you chilling with She-Hulk?
But when your name is Megan Thee Stallion,
yes,
I guess
she's a bad bitch.
Yeah,
she says it herself.
Yeah, I know, but she ain't. when you talking about a stallion, that's an opinion right there. When you talking about a stallion, you know, because she could be no stallion for me. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. You know, when you got a brother like me to sit up here built like this, you know what I'm talking about? See that softball I ate this morning? I mean, come on, Miss Karen. You better come on now. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Let me see what I got booted up. We're doing our musical thing today. I decided to get musical on y'all today. You know, because it just, when I started thinking about the first story we're going to talk about here, I was like, what song would be appropriate for this? And Hit the Road Jack just kind of came to me. In Lamar Jackson, Travis, I'm going to start with Travis. Lamar Jackson, should he even play, practice, put on some cleats? Should he do anything until he gets his bag?
I'll give you two answers, okay?
Of course you will.
Of course. The Cincinnati Bengals fan in me says, don't do squat, right? You play for the Ravens, you don't need to get any better. You don't do anything.
Right.
Get that money. You don't play it down until you get that bag.
Okay, tell us what the other side said. We don't really give a shit about that one. Tell us what the other one said.
The average NFL fan, I think he probably should at least go to some type of training, right?
Why?
I think you got to put some good faith in.
But
right?
why? He's put some good faith in for the last 4 years or however long he's been there.
I understand, but especially when you're the quarterback, if you don't show up and you're supposed to be the leader of the team, that doesn't look very good. And, you know, you can go back to the organization and go, hey, I'm not happy with my contract, but I'm still here, right? I'm here to prove that I, still want to be the quarterback of this team. I still want to be on this team. I want to be a leader.
But he's already said that. He's already done and said all that.
I understand, but as the quarterback, I think you need to be there.
You want to say it again? Well, I think as a quarterback, you need to be paid.
I understand.
I mean, I would say to them as a quarterback who's been here, getting my ass hit all the time, running this ball for y'all and doing all that and taking us to the playoffs every year. I mean, I've done my part. Where are you doing your part at?
But also, and you hate on Lamar Jackson more than anyone else on this show.
I do.
And his throwing and his accuracy is not the greatest. And he's got a lot of new weapons this year.
Oh, that's true. And they knew that. They know that.
Working with those guys. He doesn't need to be sitting on the sidelines doing nothing, waiting to be paid.
They know he has every one of those shortcomings that you just mentioned, that I mention all the time. Right. And they choose to play him as their starting quarterback. They didn't. Did they draft a quarterback? I mean, did I miss something? Have they traded for a quarterback? So if he's gonna be the man, then he needs to be paid like he's the man. So what were they waiting on? I mean, why does he have to do something special or make some grand gesture or whatever? Why don't they make a gesture? Damn little old crybaby out there in Arizona got his money. I mean, why can't Lamar get his money? Well, I mean, what's the holdup?
I don't know what the holdup is. You got to talk to the Ravens organization to figure out what the holdup is.
I hear you, Ms. Carey. What you think?
I mean, I side with you, Coach. I think that the obligation is on the Ravens to show Lamar Jackson that they intend to invest in him long term. My mom, love you. And that I think they should give him his money. I don't think he should show up until then, especially given all of the injuries that happened preseason for the Ravens last year. Like, they had injury after injury after injury. I'm hoping that they have done some kind of analysis on that field, on their practice field. They had a lot of people go down early last year. Right. So I can understand them sitting.
Well, for a lot of folks who play football, I'm going to tell you where a lot of it is. You need to do an analysis of your strength program. When people going down like that and hamstrings being pulled and all that, something ain't wrong. Something wrong with your strength program. Yeah. And I get tired of seeing these programs and these teams whatnot have 5, 6, 7 people with pulled hamstrings, and you just like, yeah, it's just kind of weird how they have a ham. No, that's a strength program problem you have right there. You need a new strength coach.
Yeah, they had an inordinate amount of injuries last year early, and I would question, okay, the strength coach, but either way, I would hold out. And I didn't know. Did you say Kyler Murray got his money?
No, well, I mean, my point is that he's going to get his money. I mean, they've already said that, this, that, and the other. That's my thing. Make it clear to Lamar Jackson that he should be getting his money, that he's going to get his money.
Yep.
And I have not heard anything about that from anybody. Everybody just hushing that. Oh, well, we're sure we're going to make it happen. Yeah. You could also be out there trying to get Colin Kaepernick, or you could, behind the scenes. You didn't tell him when you traded that his best receiver away the other day. Why the hell would you tell him you're getting ready to get rid of him and sneak somebody else in there?
Yeah.
You might be trying to get Deshaun Jackson. You might be trying to get Baker Mayfield. Who knows who you're trying to get? But the bottom line is that, with and like how, especially with the fact that they already traded whatever his name is, Hollywood, whoever the hell it was who left.
Marquise Brown. Yep.
Yeah, his Brown, Hollywood Brown, let him go. And I mean, the bottom line is that he has no assurance of anything from them, and I wouldn't trust them at all. Especially when you're talking about this kind of money. I mean, I would be like, no, dude. Before I step foot on the field, I need a deal in place. And I heard somebody say, "Oh, well, there's a lot of players that take out of Lloyd's of London, this and that." But Lloyd's of London ain't gonna pay him the kind of money that he'll be guaranteed by with that contract.
Yeah.
And if I'm here, Matt's a lawyer. Matt says Baltimore has to commit to Lamar's style of play. The issue is bigger than the bag. And I agree, but Baltimore has committed to it. Mm-hmm. I sat there and watched interviews where the head coach, Harbaugh, said, we're comfortable with being the way that we are. We know that a lot of people don't like it. We know that a lot of people say that, we need to be able to throw the ball. We're committed to Lamar and the style of ball that he plays. So I ain't trying to hear that.
Actually, getting rid of Marquise Brown really kind of emphasizes that they are trying to work with that style, right? Because just of the type of wide receiver that he is, they want to run the ball more. Marquise Brown really, a lot of go routes. He's just going to be like, just going, hey, give me the ball, but they're not going to throw it to him a lot. So them, trading Marquise Brown and getting what they got is actually kind of showing – Lamar Jackson that, hey, I know it was his number one wide receiver. I'm not denying that, but he really didn't fit in that system.
But let me tell you something, but you still need a guy like that, Travis, because the person, who makes most of the tackles a lot of times on teams, the damn free safety. Yeah. Because nobody plans on blocking the free safety. But if you have a Marquise Brown out there, somebody like that, who can stretch the field, he's got to make damn sure Lamar hands that ball off before he goes running up there to make that tackle. So therefore, he gets in his back pedal quick, fast, in a hurry. And all you got to do is tell Marquise Brown, run a post. We're running the ball, but you run a post route to keep that joker back there deep so that by the time he does make the tackle, we're 20 yards down the field.
No, I get that. But actually the bigger piece for Lamar Jackson's passing attack is actually the tight ends. Right, just like you said, you hand the ball off, you fake it, you throw it to the tight end. They got one of the best tight ends in Mark Andrews, and they just paid him, right? So they're paying. I think they paid the right guy in Mark Andrews. Personally.
You could have 5 tight ends, Travis. If you don't have a good receiver that's going to stretch the field, they'll cover them tight ends up. A tight end versus a free safety is a mismatch. That free safety be all over that tight end.
I'm not disagreeing with that. But I think it's harder to find a good tight end than it is to find a good wide receiver. You can find a wide receiver. That's not hard. Every year we get wide receivers that are 6th and 5th, 4th, 5th, 6th round draft picks that come out and do really good thing. You can find a wide receiver.
Yeah, but I mean, Travis, a lot of people don't even have a tight end. I mean, a tight end is a dinosaur. I mean, a tight end and a fullback are the dinosaurs.
But in the system that they run, and with Lamar Jackson, it works though. They have to have a tight end in that system.
I agree. I agree with you totally. They have to have a tight end, but I'm telling you, what helps the tight end is having somebody who can stretch the field and get that safety out of there.
Right, but you can have anybody do that.
If that safety's not going to be out there, now he's one-on-one with the corner. And you better have somebody who can beat somebody one-on-one with the corner, well, because you just traded away the one that you did have. So that's that whole how that whole thing works. But anyway, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's not like I immediately jumped on that side, but I mean, after thinking about it and putting some thought into it, because then Jason will tell you, I'm all about, I believe people need to honor their contract. I think if you sign the contract, you had a jacked up attorney or jacked up representation.
I am too.
That's on y'all. Y'all have to live that out and get their ass the next time around.
Yep.
But once you sign that contract, I really feel like you need to honor it. But in a case like this, I don't feel like they're going to be good, do right by him. And I don't think that's right either, because that's what management and ownership does sometimes, is they screw the player. And I don't think he deserves that. I think he has been too good of a guy and too good of a player for them. He's not in the news. He doesn't have anything derogatory. Jason said, F them contracts. He hadn't done anything derogatory toward the, toward the organization. He keeps his mouth shut. He just goes out there and plays football. And for that, he should be rewarded. Yeah. Because like I said, he's out there taking hits, running the ball a lot, scrambling, doing all kind of crazy stuff. And he takes a lot of criticism.
Yeah.
And he does that well. And so for all that he's done for that organization, for them to not step up and say, Lamar, you're our guy. Yeah. We are guaranteeing you we're going to get you a contract you're going to be happy with, blah, blah. Then I might say, okay, you know what? Since y'all did that, I'm gonna step on up in here and do whatever. Since they haven't, I wouldn't do a damn thing. I would have me and my trainer, at the park down the street from my house, throwing the ball and keeping me loose and keeping me warm and, doing me some exercise, make sure I stay fit. But other than that, man, I ain't doing nothing. Mess around and sprain the ankle and it's over.
He is the Michael Jackson in this Jackson 5 for sure. And
Jason said if contracts were become guaranteed, then he'd roll with it. And I agree, Jason. That's what I'm saying. But they're not guaranteed in the NFL like they are in Major League Baseball. And so, or like they are in basketball, where Kyrie's ass can go on vacation for a month and still get paid. But I guarantee they're about to change all that. They about the next collective bargaining agreement, there might be a strike, because it's going to be so vastly different from the one they have now because of Kyrie and what's Ben Simmons. The both of them just messed up the collective bargaining agreement, where they sitting their asses on the sideline wearing gold chains and stuff and still making millions of dollars.
If you are a Ravens player, okay, I don't care what position, doesn't matter. You are a Ravens player.
Yep.
And Lamar Jackson, who again is supposed to be the leader of your team, he's your quarterback, right? He doesn't show up to camp. Are you feeling some kind of way about that? Or
no, you're gonna learn this. You'll learn this. You'll learn this about the NFL. All of those guys, especially when it comes to money, because somebody say, "What if it was you?" You're gonna sit up there and criticize him. What if it was you? What if it was you, a Joe player, whoever it might be? What if it was you who, were in the same situation he's in? Would you report and possibly break your leg or break your foot or twist your ankle or whatever, and now you don't get your bag because of it? Would you be out here and that man gonna tell you, hell no? Yeah. So they are going to fully support him, because they know it ain't like they haven't been there to see that he's been their guy. Yeah. He's been their guy. So, I mean, and those players are going to rally behind him and be like, well, you know what? I feel like the organization should have done something. They should have taken care of this a long time ago. I mean, once you decided that he was going to be our guy and we're going to roll with him, I don't know why they hadn't done it before now. That's what you're going to hear from those players. Okay. Yeah. Ain't nobody going to be criticizing him over that bag.
Yeah. I feel like he's the John Morant of Memphis. Like for the Ravens, like he rides or dies Baltimore,
right?
That whole city, and he's behind them, and they're behind him. So I think the Ravens are going to come out smelling like stinky egg at the end.
Okay.
So anyway, moving right along. Let me see what we got next on deck. Here we go, right here. Next up, we are going to talk about what's going on. The district attorney, in the case of Jerry Jeudy, had decided not to press charges against the Denver Broncos. What's going on with that, Ms. Carey? I'm going to let you take that first and tell me why.
I don't even what I don't know, Coach. What
I don't even know what's going on there.
Let me tell you what happened. He had a domestic violence dispute on May 12th or something like that between him and his baby mama.
Okay.
He got a 1-year-old baby mama, and she took something from him. So then she wanted to come in the house, and she had like one of his phones or something. You know, she's probably trying to find out how many skeezers he was hitting up or whatever, DMing or whatever. So she stole his phone. So then she came over there and wanted to pick up some of her belongings from the house, including her wallet and some other stuff, and he wouldn't let her have it. And so, you know, she called 911. It was just one of those things. You know how it is. I don't know why it is those kind of things. It's just embarrassing to me. Anyway, I think that and the reason I brought this up is, even though he has been, the court system has said he's good, he's been practicing, hadn't missed any practice, whatever. The NFL said, not so fast. That he can still be fined and suspended by the NFL due to their personal conduct policy. What do you think about that, Ms. Carey? I mean, the law said, look, it was all a big misunderstanding. This woman don't even want to press charges. They just having a fight. And, a lot of people do that. And we get a lot of these and dismiss them just like we dismissing that one. But the NFL said, no, it's still going to be, you still giving the NFL a black eye. What do you think, Ms. Carey?
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with it. At the end of the day, the boundaries have to remain the boundaries. If there are no boundaries and there are no lines, you can cross and you can't cross, or it's okay for some people and not okay for others. I mean, then it's worse than having no boundaries at all. I don't know how players get mixed up in this kind of crap. Like, I know the rules at my job and I won't cross them because I need my.
Okay, I'm gonna get Travis first before I intervene. Go ahead, Travis.
Yeah, in terms of why hasn't the NFL done anything? Probably just because I guess this ruling from the judge came out today. I think is what I just read. So
let me stop real quick, because this goes back to also what's going on with Deshaun Watson. Because somebody said this the other day. If you're the NFL, Deshaun Watson has already violated your policies. Why are you waiting to see what happens? I mean, you're not the judge and jury and all that in this. That's a whole nother matter, because they've already said that they can't press any kind of legal charges on him. The people that's doing the stuff now is stuff that's going to be out of the judicial. I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, he's not going to be charged and go to jail or spend any time. So the bottom line is, if you're the NFL, he's already violated your rules and whatnot. Why can't you go on ahead and suspend him?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's one name, Ray Rice. That's why.
What about Ray Rice?
What years ago? A few years ago, when what happened with Ray Rice?
Yeah. And
he was charged with domestic violence, and the NFL quickly gave him what I think was a 4 or 5 game suspension, right?
Mm-hmm. Should have been more than that.
Hold on. And then the video comes out. And the NFL got criticized for how can you give that man only a 4 or 5 game suspension for what happened? So now they're waiting to go through the entire process of the legal system so that they can't come down with a ruling, and then all of a sudden a video comes out just like Ray Rice, and then the NFL has egg on their face and they have to go back and go, oh, well, we changed our mind. We're gonna basically succumb to public pressure and give this guy a half a season or a full season. Yeah. They're waiting for this to basically not blow over, but basically get done with the court system. Then they will do it. So that way they can say, well, we waited throughout the whole process of the legal system.
But see, I disagree with you. I think they already got egg on their face. I mean, because the bottom line is, if I'm a woman, let's say I'm a woman who's upset about all this, I'm like, 23. That's all I need to hear. You got 23 women who are saying this man did basically the same thing to all them, and you think that that's accidental? I mean, what more do you need? You already got 23 women lined up saying that. What the hell are you waiting for? I mean, I'm just saying. Again, because I already told you I'm a Deshaun fan, and I hope and pray that he's innocent and all this other stuff. Because I don't believe he's that kind of a guy.
Right.
But if I am a female, I'm already the NFL already got egg on their face, because you got 23 women who said that you have done nothing. You had 60 minutes interviewing these women. They're on there crying, and you could feel the pain. And the woman telling the story about how, she told him to put his towel back on. He said no, he didn't need to put his towel on, and all that. You got to see all that, and you've done nothing. I mean, you continue to do nothing. I mean, this joker's still out there practicing. Just got the biggest bag in the history of football, guaranteed. It can't be taken away from him. And you are doing nothing. I mean, you are basically treating him like a hero. And I mean, so how do you not have egg on your face already, Travis?
Because all you got to say is we're waiting on the legal system. But
regardless of what the legal system does, because like I said, the legal system, the one whether or not he's going to jail, has already said he's innocent. We can't prove anything.
Well,
that's what that legal system is already saying. Huh?
There's still suits and
I know, but those aren't criminal. They're not criminal.
I know.
Suits.
I didn't say they were criminalized. There's still cases and there's still suits going on.
But my point is, the legal system that you're talking about, that's the legal system I'm worried about, is the one that could put me in jail. And that one said he ain't going to jail. So like I said, now all these other women are sitting out there, and I understand he has those suits. But at the end of the day, what are you waiting on? Are you waiting on all 23 of them? That could take 5 years before that all gets done, Travis. And they're going to wait for 5 years to do something?
I understand. Yeah, I'm not saying they're going to. The other thing, I think the other thing that, I don't know if it's hurting the NFL, but the fact that this is the off season, they're just biding their time, basically. They're biding their time because it's the off season.
Come on, Ms. Carey, what you think?
I mean, I don't know why or what the NFL is waiting on. I wish that they would. I think they're going to give them a year.
I think so too.
And they're going to give it to, and I think that's part of the reason. I mean, if the Browns don't let go of Baker Mayfield, then they have a quarterback to play. And I think that's part of it. So I don't know why they're waiting to say it, but either way, I think that the boundaries and the rules should not be wavered or waived for Mr. Judy. If it's one rule, it's got to be the same rule across the board. That's how we started this conversation.
I understand, and I'm with you. But here's my only thing against that is I remember when Michael Irvin was charged with something, and everybody was NFL was quick to do this and that and all this other stuff. And then all of a sudden they found out that Michael Irvin was innocent, that, the lady was just a bold-faced liar and a con artist and all that other stuff. And Michael Irvin told the media, he said, now, just be sure you go back and print with the same veracity, with the same intensity that you did about me being guilty. Keep that same energy when you print that I'm innocent, because I told y'all from the beginning what the deal was, and you didn't listen to me. So just give me that same energy. So what happens when you have something like that, where somebody just a bold-faced lie, and now you've been punished for something you didn't even do?
I really feel there's a part of me that wants to empathize, Coach, but there are hundreds of other players who are never in the position to be accused. And so from my perspective and the way
they shouldn't have been in that position.
What's that?
You're saying they shouldn't even been in that position.
I mean, the risk. I know the risk for my job. And so I don't partake in stuff that some of my friends partake in, because if I get randomly tested for marijuana and they find marijuana in my system, I'm out of a job. It's not worth the risk for me. So I don't go anywhere near it. Anywhere. Well, so that's the way I feel about some of these players. I'm like, dude, you've got all of this opportunity. And if you can't break away and keep yourself and find yourself some smart booty or whatever it is you got to do to stop running around with with these situations that cause you havoc, like you just need some home training.
Well, we're gonna come back to you in just a few minutes, but let me tell you what I'm gonna do. When I become commissioner of the NFL, I'm taking Travis with me everywhere I go. So anytime I get in one of them situations, I'm like, Travis, go over there and buy that smoke, get that pipe for me.
Yeah.
Go get that pipe for me and
bring it happens, right?
Bring it back to the hotel room.
You know damn well that not every player is heading down to the spot to pick up their bags.
Now,
somebody else.
Before we move on to the next segment, Miss Carey, tell me a little bit more about this smart booty you talking about. That sounded good.
I'm saying not all of their side pieces have to be ratchet.
This woman says some smart booty. Boy, I tell you what, Lord, have mercy. Good God Almighty.
Right? Am I right though?
I guess you're right.
Not all of your side pieces have to be ratchet.
Wow, we talking about side pieces and smart booty on this show. Boy, I tell you what.
Real quick, one sentence. How long do we think until we do actually get a decision from the NFL on Deshaun Watson?
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Not what you want to happen, but what you think's going to happen.
I know. I'm just saying. First of all, you're an idiot if you bet on how long it's going to take for them to do it, because from what they've done so far, you'd be a fool to bet on that. But I don't think it's going to be a full season. I'll be honest with you. I think behind the scenes, the NFL or whoever, the Browns, went to the NFL and said, give us an estimate on what you think it's going to be. Because if it's a full season, we ain't going to do this deal. But if you can tell us it's going to be less than a full season, then we're in. We're going to do this deal. So all we want you to do is just give us an estimate. I think I personally believe that's what happened. And that's why they went on ahead and did the deal with him, because if it's going to be a full season, you can wait and do that deal next year.
But they're not giving him a lot. Travis, am I right? They're not giving him a lot of money the first year?
Correct.
So I think they know it's going to be a year. And I think that the NFL knows they have to send a message that says, yo, I hear that you got no criminal charges, but this is too much for us to sweep under the rug. We've got a gazillion women fans.
Well, now, Matt,
like real shit if we don't do this. So
Matt's made a few good points here. He said, number one, they had 23 cases. That turned into 10 cases, and that turned into 5 real cases. So he said there ain't really but 5 cases out there.
Yeah, but if there's one.
I agree, but my point is saying that it might not be that they're going to say, well, you had 23 cases, because he said it's down to like really 5 cases at this point. He said Travis is right. They don't want to backtrack. Patience is the smart play. Plus, he wasn't on the field. He said, don't forget that Zeke took a 6-game suspension. It has to be substantially more than that. So, and all of those are good suggestions or opinions, Matt. I personally don't believe it's going to be more than half a season, though. I just got a feeling. And I know some feelings going to be hurt, but I'm thinking it's going to be half a season.
I think it's going to be half a season as well.
Yeah.
I brought it up a week or two ago. I think it's very convenient that the Browns bye week is legitimately the halfway mark of the season.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm just telling you.
I think he misses the first half of the season. They have their bye week, and here comes Watson.
I think they went to the commissioner, like I said, and said, give us an estimate, because we want to do this deal. And the only way we're going to do it is if we get him for at least half the season.
Yep.
And I just honestly believe that's what happened. And I know, Miss Carey, if that happens, you're going to be out there marching and everything else and all that. And I mean, I know you got your troops already. And y'all can get y'all nails done and all that. Make sure you look good while you're out there marching, because you know y'all going to be on TV. I know how it works. I know how it is when y'all get on that man-hating thing. Ooh, boy. Ooh, hell hath no fury. I'm trying to tell you that right now. But anyway.
I hate jerks. And again, I want to believe that this is some scheme. This is some ugliness that the Texans put together. Like that's my heart of hearts. I feel that in some way. But at the same time, if he were my son, I'd be like, dude.
I know. Well, look, we talking about a man behaving badly, And I hope that's not what happened here. But on a very sad note, I put How Many More Times is the song. If y'all have heard that song about how many more times, how many more marches, how many more signs, y'all know what I'm talking about. We had a Arizona Cardinal, 25-year-old defensive back, cornerback, Jeff Gladney, died from a car accident. He was only 25 years old. 25 years. I don't think any details have come out about whose fault it was. Maybe I'm wrong. Does anybody else know about that? If anybody, yeah, and I hope that he wasn't at fault, or I hope that he wasn't DUI or anything like that. But we just heard about Dwayne Haskins a few weeks ago, and come to find out he was twice the legal limit when he got hit by that truck or whatever the case may be. And it's very sad, and it's just I really hate to continue hearing about these things from pro football players. The first thing you hear about the draft is all of these young men's lives are going to be changed tonight. This guy was drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
The first round. So, like I said, I mean, his life might have been changed, but now it's over in like 2 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, or maybe 3 years. So it's just a sad story. So, and last but not least, NFL, my way. My friends, the end is near. That's what Aaron Donald's saying right now, baby. He like, I'm gonna do this thing my way. He said that if he don't play another down, he's good. So he's probably giving them some outrageous number, even though they've said, hey, we got it and we can get it to you. We can get you your bag. You see that, Travis? That's how they should be doing Lamar Jackson. Hey, don't go looking for any other teams. We got you. We're going to get you that bag. So the bottom line is, he said on one of these LeBron James barbershop shows or something like that, a similar show, that he's fine. He said, if I don't play another down in my life, I'm financially secure and my heart is at rest and I'm good to go. So they're going to see if they're going to get that bag. What do you think? What do you think about that, Travis? You think they're going to take care of Aaron Donald? He's still going to play?
I don't know if it really has. I'm sure some of it has to do with the Rams, right? The Rams need to give him his money, but mentally he's got to want to be there, right? And I remember after the Super Bowl and they won, and they interviewed him right after the game, and they said, man, what a great game! You guys are Super Bowl champions. Like, how does it feel? This cements your legacy. And he was like, yeah, this is great. This is everything I've ever wanted, and I'm happy with my career. And I remember watching it going, I think I even came on the show that week and said it wouldn't surprise me if he ended up retiring after this.
Okay.
Because he's kind of leaned towards that. Now that I've got my Super Bowl ring, he knows he's one of the best players ever at that position. He's got a Super Bowl ring. He's going to the Hall of Fame. What else does he have to prove?
Ms. Carey.
I think they give him his bag. I think they run it back.
And here's my thing to what Travis is saying. Travis, Aaron Donald is a master chef. And when you're a master chef and you say, you know what? I ain't cooking no more. I'm just going to put my little tools down over here. And never again will I cook. But somebody came up and said, hey, if you make some bologna sandwiches for me and my girlfriend, I mean, we're going to give you $2 million. I'd be like, let me come back over here and I'm going to make you one hell of a bologna sandwich.
I understand that, Coach, but is your bologna sandwich getting you back on every single play for the next 6 months?
Dude,
every single play you're getting hit.
That man is a soldier. And I'm telling you right now, all he has to do is turn on that switch and he's going to beat Aaron Donald. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, there is nobody in this league. You can't replace him. You cannot replace Aaron Donald.
I'm agreeing with. I agree. I just said I think he's one of the best players. What at his position? He's one of the best players in the NFL right now. But mentally, how many times do you see a player going into training camp going, I think I'm going to play. I may not play. I'm not really sure. Like, you don't see that very often.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Number one, I don't think that's what he's really doing. I think he's saying that all y'all got to do is give me that money. And once you get that money, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get 100% Aaron Donald because that's the only way I know how to play. I don't know how to play half-ass. So, like I said, all you got to do is just turn that switch on by giving me that bag, and here I come, assassin for hire, and that's what he is, and that's what I think is gonna happen. We gotta move on a little bit quicker. I got a couple of the NBA. We gotta get to the NBA. Showdown today. Y'all remember that song, Showdown? Showdown. It's all the way live between the Sugar Hill Gang and the Furious Five. You remember that, Miss Carey?
I don't.
Oh my God. It's when Sugar Hill Gang took on the Furious Five. The name of the song is Showdown. When we leave, when you get done, get Apple Music or whatever music platform you use and Google Showdown. That's one of the best songs ever. I mean, it's a good song. But anyway, Saban and Fisher, they're both at SEC Media Days this week. Saban was able to talk today. Fisher will talk tomorrow. Saban kind of backed off his thing and said that he still thinks it's wrong, but he never said that anybody did anything wrong, is what he is limited it to now. And Jimbo basically said their relationship is over. He don't want to talk to him or talk about it or anything anymore, because everybody keeps asking, did Saban apologize and things of that nature. All other coaches are like, man, like Kirby Smart, they're like, man, y'all don't get me in that. I don't want to have nothing to do with that conversation. I can tell you that right now. So is this good for football, Miss Carey? Is this good for college football? Is this good now that there's a little beef and a little bit of rivalry between? Because, it's kind of weird when you have Saban going up against all these old coaches of his, because they all worship him and they're all buddies and this, that, and other. Now you got somebody that's like, man, the hell with him. I mean, is that good for college football, or is it embarrassing that you got these coaches out here in this mega world of these billions of dollars and all this stuff and acting like little kids?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. You don't know if it is or not. What do you think, Travis? We're going to let you think on it for a minute. Let's see what Travis said. I tend to disagree with Travis, so I wait till Travis says whatever he's going to say, and I know him to take the other position.
But, Coach, what's the argument? What's the argument?
The argument is whether or not you think this is good for college football. Some people think it's good because it's bringing some attention to college football, which I think college football has plenty of attention already, but a lot of people don't. Jason hates college football.
I'm sorry.
And
what's the argument between Saban and
Saban was complaining, and he said that, basically Texas A&M bought all of their players because they out-recruited them last year. They were number one. Alabama was number two. Oh. So he said, yeah, but y'all bought all your players. We just recruited ours, and out of love for the university, they came here. Y'all gave NIL deals to all your kids in order to get them to go over there. So that's the only reason why you were number one and we were number two.
Okay. I saw the helmet that said Texas ATM.
ATM. That's it. Yep.
Okay.
You got it.
I mean, from my perspective, Nick Saban, just another reason to be in the news, dude.
You know what? You're probably right. But again, good or bad, because like I said, and some people say that any news is good news. Yeah. Like say you're a bottom dweller, and anything that they say about you is good because you ain't gonna be talked about any other way. So that's why a lot of those guys get a controversial coach who will come in there and just run his mouth and say, I'm telling you right now, Vanderbilt, we're gonna whoop everybody's ass this year. Everybody. We're gonna tear everybody's ass up. And now you making news. It ain't necessarily good news, but you making some noise and some news. Mm. At least you're getting Vanderbilt's name out there and at least making them relevant again, because you're a jackass of a coach and you're out there talking a bunch of trash, and now they're at least relevant again, where everybody's going to turn on. Hey, did Vanderbilt win? Did Vanderbilt win today? Because everybody's trying to see whether or not this jackass was telling the truth or not.
Yeah, until you get stumped.
Well, that's true, but it's like I said, it depends, because it depends on how and whatever happens when you get stumped. Because the bottom line is, say we lost by 2 points to Alabama. So, okay, you know what? You're exactly right. We lost by 2 points to Alabama. When's the last time Vanderbilt lost by 2 points to Alabama? Normally, it's a damn runaway. So don't tell me you don't see the progress. I guarantee you, ask them jokers out there on that field if they see the damn progress. See, so that's what I'm trying to say. As long as you can remain relevant, then they keep on following you. And as long as you keep on giving them sound bites, they keep on following you. So anyway, your Jazz can just say any crazy shit to their son. Jimbo not taking that. Oh, that's what Matt's talking about Saban being his daddy. I ain't mad at you.
What's Travis think?
What do you think, Travis?
It's just, is it good for the sport? I don't really think it makes a difference, especially because this is SEC football. Everyone already knows who Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher are, and Alabama, Texas A&M, and SEC. Like, I think the only thing this does is it's getting us to talk about SEC football a few weeks more than probably what we would have, right? Because SEC Media Days is actually in a few weeks. This is SEC coaches meeting.
Okay.
This isn't even media day. Same difference, basically.
I know. They're going to be back.
It's getting us to talk about it a little bit more, but at the end of the day, does it really mean anything? No. We're still going to watch the games. We're still going to, especially the SEC, we're still going to watch Alabama and Texas A&M and whatever.
Okay. We got 10 minutes to finish, so we're going to switch to NBA basketball real quick.
Go.
All right. RESPECT. Does Jason Tatum need a ring to be considered a true superstar in the NBA? Miss Carey, we're going to start with you.
No.
Does Jason Tatum need that? Does he need that? Travis, does he need that?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think, and I think we speak for Irvin too, because he has said before, rings don't make or break a player. It doesn't declare a player status. He can be, and he's only in his, is this his third year, fourth year?
He's young. Like that. He's very young. Yes.
Yeah, he's just starting. So, like you say, Coach, we're not going to give him his flowers yet. He's doing a good job right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you my girl, Miss Carey.
Let's talk about
that. Is why you are my girl. Jason, get Miss Carey's damn name on this show.
Get my damn name on. Put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on her name, Jason. Listen to me. That is exactly what I was about to say, Miss Carey. I don't think his ass is a superstar yet anyway. He ain't even been in here long enough to be a superstar. So let me see him a little bit while longer and all that. But I will say this. You can't be talking about rings and superstars. Does Charles Barkley have a ring?
No.
Charles Barkley, one of the biggest superstars in basketball. They talk about Charles Barkley like he was 8 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
They act like Charles Barkley hung the moon. That joker ain't got no ring. But he's sitting his fat ass up here on the NBA today talking like he damn made basketball. I mean, he even got his own show now where he's talking about taxes and all kind of politicians and everything. I mean, they act like Charles Barkley hung the moon. I got him in every top 25, top 50, top 75, top whatever. Got his fat ass in there, and he ain't got a ring.
Right.
I can talk about Charles Barkley like that. I used to play pickup basketball with him. He's from Leeds, Alabama. I lived in Birmingham, and he would come down there and play pickup basketball with us from time to time. And but he would never play like fools. We had to play like horse or something like that because he said everybody tried to play basketball, him pick up basketball. They try to slide up on him, and he said, "I'll blow my knee out down there, fool around with y'all, and lose millions of dollars." So it couldn't be anything fast speed. It had to be some slow speed that he could maintain his balance the whole time and that kind of thing. But anyway, and I'm picking on Charles Barkley, but my whole thing is he doesn't have a ring.
Right.
And still nobody said anything about him not being a superstar. So I admit that he can be a superstar without a ring, but I just don't think he's ready. Y'all leave these kids alone.
Yeah.
Let him grow up. I mean, we can talk about that with some of these other guys like Chris Paul or like Seth Curry or whatever who been around for a minute and got a lot going on. Y'all trying to make Devin Booker a superstar. Y'all want John Morant a superstar. His ass ain't been in the league for a year.
Yeah.
Everybody want to make him a superstar. Want to make Zion Williamson. That joker just was, time he graduated from Duke, everybody wanted him to be a superstar in the NBA. Want to be a superstar. He ain't no damn superstar. He ain't played yet.
Yeah.
Can you, and you just talked about it, right, with Charles Barkley, and I know Jay's on here, and he says that Jason Tatum needs a ring to be a superstar. Can you be a young superstar like Jason Tatum is and not have a ring but then not be a superstar later in his NBA legacy without a ring. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't have the ring, but you're still a young superstar. Okay. But you played in the league for 10 years. You lost superstar status because you haven't won a ring yet. Is that possible?
Let me ask you this. So if he gets the ring this year, and then he plays 10 more years and he's boo-boo, plays for like 8 teams in the next 10 years and he's boo-boo. I'm talking about like, shooting 20% from the field.
Got it.
But he's a superstar though because he got that ring. Man, how y'all do that? You can't do that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Not everyone that has a ring is a superstar, Coach.
Say what now?
Not everyone that has a ring is a superstar.
I agree. So that's what I'm saying. Just because he gets this ring, that ain't gonna guarantee him being no superstar. That's my whole point. I'm just like, he still needs time to grow. He still needs time to display who he really is.
You see how they're smearing Russell Westbrook's name all over the walls like a pack of doo-doo?
Oh, yeah.
This guy has, legitimate argument.
For 2 years, that joke has triple doubles.
Yeah.
For 2 years, he was averaging a triple double.
You got
for 2 years in a row.
One bad year, and they're like,
get out of here.
You ain't nothing. So
get your ass out of here.
So it's about consistent play for a period of time. That's what declares you superstar.
Miss Carey, that's why you my girl. Okay, we gotta move on.
Chris Paul.
1 in a million. You remember that song, Miss Carey? A 1 in a million. You listen. Does Steph Curry need a Finals MVP to cement his legacy? Miss Carey.
No.
No, I don't think so. I think he'll get it, but I don't think he needs it. I think he probably wants it for him. It's the only thing he doesn't have right at this point. So
Ray Miller said yes. I'm telling you right now, Miss Carey, Ray Miller he stopped you in mid-sentence and said yes.
No.
He needs a Finals MVP. Travis, what do you think?
No, well, the question is, does he need a ring, right?
No. Does he need a Finals MVP?
Oh, hell no. No.
He doesn't need a Finals MVP?
No for either one of them. No.
Well, listen.
Well, hold on. Let me finish.
There have been a lot of NBA people who have said that's one thing that a lot of guys have that he doesn't have.
That's good for them. I just watched a thing on the NBA just did on the top 75 players of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
That was just on TV, and there were Hall of Famers on there that just talked about how Steph Curry changed the game of basketball himself with his play. Coach, you and I were just talking about it right before because you had it on ESPN.
Yeah.
If you change the game of basketball by yourself and you've already won 3 titles, you don't need a 4th to be one of the greatest players of all time. That's just icing on the cake. He's already got 3. It's not having the 4th isn't going to make or break him as one of the.
But it's not the 4th, Travis. It's him being an MVP of the finals. That's what everybody's talking about. It's different.
He still won. It doesn't matter. He would still have 3. Presumably, he would have the 4th if they win, and he was a key major player for every single one of those titles. He was never a scrub. He was never a bench guy. He started every single one of the games. And was he the MVP? No, who cares?
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you this real quick, and then we're going to give our picks for the championship. I agree with you, Travis. I don't see how people even say stupid shit like that, because when you talk about somebody like they say who has revolutionized the game, who people say all over the place that he is the best shooter ever. How in the hell does the best shooter ever need to get another award of any kind to cement a legacy? He's the best ever, the best shooter ever. Anybody you can name. There's been a lot of Reggie Miller and Ray, what's his name?
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen, thank you. There have been so many great Larry Bird, Dirk Nowitzki, all of these jokes out there who've been able to shoot the rock, and they say this is the best shooter ever. But he got to have what?
No.
He got to have a haircut. What does he need? Are you kidding me? He is the best ever to play. There have been millions of people to play basketball. This joker is the best ever, but you said he needs what? Dude, when you're on that level, you're in. Your legacy is already cemented. Sit your ass down somewhere. Okay.
Especially for that team, because Draymond Green really is the driving force in that team, and he has it really is dependent on him getting the folks the ball in the right position. And so I think if anything, Draymond Green gets MVP.
Miss Carey, me and you gonna have to go out for a drink or something, because me and you right here today. And I have said that for a long time. As Jason, I'm like, Draymond is to me that the guy. I mean, don't get me wrong, he doesn't necessarily have the production.
Right.
But still, I mean, he's the guy who takes the biggest guy they need him to take, whoever that is, whoever the hot shot player is. He goes out and D's him up. You know, he passes the ball, he assists, he damn point center, point forward, whatever you want to call it. Draymond's the guy. What you got, Travis?
Steph Curry in his finals career, again, hasn't won MVP, but he's averaged 26.5 points, over 6 assists, and 5.7 rebounds.
Okay.
In the finals. So again, it's not like this dude hasn't done squat in the finals either. Yeah. It's just maybe there was just a slightly better guy that won the MVP.
Well, the one year they chose
make a difference.
The one year they chose Andre Iguodala, it wasn't really him. I mean, it was, they thought it was the other AI when they gave it to him. They thought it was Allen Iverson that come out of retirement, and they thought that's why they gave it to the AI. Anyway, who wins the chip? Why? And in how many games, Miss Carey? How many games are it going to take?
I say 6 games, Golden State. And because they don't have I think they're going to beat I think that the Celtics are going to beat Golden State up. And Golden State is a finesse team. That's from my perspective. But I don't think that the Celtics have the firepower to beat Golden State. So I got Golden State in 6.
Travis?
I have Golden State. Is this who has home court advantage? Golden State or Boston?
Golden State.
Golden State does?
Yep.
Okay. I'll go Golden State in 6 as well. I just think they have all around a better shooting team. I think Tatum will have to have unbelievable games to keep his team in games, and Curry and Thompson are just going to have a few games that they're not going to, combined, they're going to get 40 just between the two of them, and Boston's just not going to have enough scoring.
Okay, I'm going to say Golden State in 5, since y'all are saying 6. I ain't going to make us all agree. Right. I'm going to say in 5, and I'm going to say the why is because I think that what's his name? Boston's beat up pretty bad still. Yeah. I mean, you got a lot of guys who are walking wounded, who have done well to come off the injured list. That big center they got, Williams. Mm-hmm. And then, I think Tatum's still banged up a little bit. I think Smart is banged up a lot. And he just, probably taking painkillers and everything else to try to just get through it. But as banged up and beat up as they are, because we all know that Draymond is dirty, and Draymond is going to be Draymond under that board and whatnot, and so therefore it's going to be a rugged game. I think it will be, and I don't, like you said, think that they necessarily have the firepower, and I think that their defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart is the guy, but I think he's hurt, and I think that he's going to try to play through it and all that, but at the end of the day, if they try to put him on Steph Curry, Steph is going to run that joker to death. Because if you watch Steph without the ball, dude, he is like flying. I mean, just full speed running around that court to get open. And that's what they do. So, all right, Tom, I see you. Tom is going to leave us because he said he got to go to bed because he got something to do early tomorrow.
Bye, Tom.
But in any event, I'm going to pick the Golden State in 5. I'm gonna pick it in 5. Y'all say 6, but I don't think it's gonna be a sweep. I don't think that's gonna happen by any stretch of the imagination. But it will be interesting to see this first game. But I will say this: Boston has kind of grown on me a little bit because I'm a lifetime hater Boston, just because I remember the old Boston with Larry Bird and Kevin McHale. And I know some people right now, they're cringing, just grinding their teeth hearing me mention names like Danny Ainge and Dennis, what was his name with the freckles? Travis, you remember the point guard, Dennis, I'll say his name here in a second. But anyway, somebody put in the chat here in a minute. But anyway, I hated them with a passion back then. Hated them. So anyway, like I said, I'm growing on. I like their coach. I like their coach a lot. And I think there you go, DJ Dennis Johnson. Yeah. I hated him with a passion. But I hate the Celtics back then, Red Auerbach lighting up his cigar every time they won and all that other stuff. Dude, I hated them back then with a passion. So it's hard for me to get past that. But like I said, I'm gonna try to welcome them somewhat. Richard says Celtics all the way, sweeping it straight through. That's just a fan talking to you, Richard. That's the fan in you. Corey Harris said Dennis Johnson. Yeah, Corey, you're right, Dennis Johnson. But anyway, that's my good friend Corey Harris and my teammate from Vanderbilt University. He played in the Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl with Ray Lewis with the Ravens. We were talking about your boy earlier about Lamar needing to get that bag, Corey. So go back and watch the show because we about to get off the show now. But go back and watch it and leave me some comments and tell me what you think. I think he need to get his money. Anyway, folks, we got to get out of here. Once again, we want to appreciate Miss Carrie. Guys, remember, when I put this thing together, meet Miss Carrie. Y'all better come on out and see her because she's going to be in shape. She's going to be fit. How many? Let's see if we do that about another month. That'll have you about 10 weeks in. Ooh, you should be looking right.
Wait, I ain't looking wrong.
Oh!
I'm saying, whatever your goals are, we should be on top of that.
Okay.
We should be all over what them goals are. That's all I'm saying. So, but I see you out there, got your arms out, got the guns out tonight. I ain't mad at you. That's what I'm talking about. Got a little tattoo woman thing going on. Man, we got to talk, Miss Carrie. We got to talk.
You got to invite me to the party.
Anyway, folks, we got to get out of here.
Yeah, because I wasn't invited either, Miss Carrie.
See?
Oh, my God. Whatever, Travis. Anyway, guys, we'll talk to y'all next week. We'll see y'all next week. We'll have a lot of good topics on next week as well. As always, good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip.
All right, Miss Carrie, we'll see you next week.